Morning, Kush. Is that any better? Always enjoyable commentating the first couple of overs to no one. So, very windy out here today, as you can probably see by the camera shaking around. In comes Pranay again, full and driven by Midle. It's a good shot. Ankur is chasing after it, and it's just going to pull up about a metre inside the rope, and Ankur gets it in. Another 2 for Midle, and a good shot there. So another good over from Pranay here so far. Still no boundaries for the Rising Stars, as he just a little bit close to play that shot from Midle and gets a bit tangled up. No run. Comes in again. Full on the stumps and straight back past the bowler. Ankur comes around and struggles to pick it up, but does stop the ball and through for a single. So end of 3-15 for none. Very consistent, 5 runs off each over. But another good tight one from Pranay. So Ram to continue from the Stockholm end. Into Midle, full on the stumps and defended. No run. It's been a good, tight, disciplined start to this bowling innings by the Stallions. That's down the leg side. Midle with a big swing, but couldn't get anything on it, and it's given as a wide. In to Midle again, and that's again angled down the leg side. Keeper can't take it, so they'll scramble through for what should be a bye. No, maybe there was a little bat on that one. In again, and Shoaib comes at him, hits it high in the air, over mid-on, and that has gone all the way for 6. So Shoaib finally getting one away. Only the 7th ball is faced. Midle taking most of the strikes so far, but finally a boundary for the Rising Stars and an excellent shot from Shoaib. Needs to keep that going. So how will Ram respond? Comes in again. On the stumps, just defended. No run. Wind really picking up again as he comes in. Stops, yeah, I think wind directly in his face there. Really blowing. Will be a real struggle from that end today. Comes in again. Chobe goes at him again, flicks over the leg side, lovely shot, and that will be 4 runs. So just straying a bit this over onto the leg side. Javade asking what field is outside the circle. Well, I can tell you, only a deep point. Everyone else is inside the circle. As he comes in again. And that's swiped at, but nothing on it. And a dot ball to finish the 4th over. So good over there for the Rising Stars. 27 for none. And the run rate for the first time over 6. Now creeping towards 7. And looks like we'll have a change of bowler here. This could be... He's got great hair, whoever he is. Yes, umpire Tim Cross just does some exploration to find the bowling mark from yesterday. So it will be Faisal. Bowling to Midel. And a bail has come off. Let's hope that's not a trend today as well in this strong wind. In comes Faisal. And it's a full toss to start with, and Shoaib calling him through for a quick single. And they get there. So Javade giving some advice to the fielding captain. I can say this over, he does have a deep square leg, but no one out on the offside. So quite attacking fields from the Stallions to begin with. And that's on the pads, flicked by Shoaib. Fielder's coming around, he's not going to get there. And that is another 4. So, probably can't bowl there to Shoaib in the power play. He's going to eat that up and make you pay. And one fielder out the leg side is probably not going to be enough if you're going to bowl there. So now pushing a second fielder back, doing what I don't particularly like, which is bowling a bad ball and then chasing the ball with your fielders. Probably better off just not bowling the bad ball on the legs instead and not having to put a fielder out there for it. So Midel back on strike. Faisal in again, and that's a much better ball. Targeting middle and off. And just defended by Meidel. Both these batters strong through the leg side, but also can hit through the offside as well. So don't want to give them width. And that's straight again and ties him up, and he just gets it down to mid-off for a single. So that's the kind of line you want to be bowling. Make the batters have to invent something if they want to get the ball to the leg or the offside. Faisal in again. And it's full and through him. Keeper misses it. And fielder comes round to collect and just one run. So maybe a slower ball there from Faisal, but beat everyone. Shoaib not able to get bat on ball, and that is the end of the 5th over. So 35. Run rate now 7. And I think they'll be quite happy with this start, the Rising Stars. Especially with the 0 in the wickets column. Meidel not gotten going yet. 12 off 17. Shoaib starting to show some signs that he's hitting the middle of the bat with 19 off 13, and it will be Mamoon from the Stockholm end. Ravi says, due to wind, it will be difficult to bowl to your field. This is true, but you still want to have a plan, and you still want to be trying to execute that plan. And bowling one bad ball on the pads and getting hit for 4, so moving a fielder, that's not bowling to a plan. Kush, steady start from Rising Stars considering their collapse the last 2 games. One of these guys has to stay till the end and get a big total. That is absolutely correct. If one of these guys is there at the end, they will have a very big total. And Shoaib dancing down, but not able to get bat on ball, and no run. Yeah, both of these guys capable of big hundreds, but have not managed to make it out of the power play yet without a wicket falling. 5 balls left for them to do that today. Mamoon coming round the wicket. Not sure why. It's a short one. Shoaib can't get much on it. Just bunts it down to mid-off where there's a ridiculously stupid throw-in. Hits the stumps. Could have gone anywhere. Could have gone for overthrows. Really dumb cricket, but otherwise good from Mamoon. And yeah, not sure about the round the wicket though. In again, and that's full on the legs and just smacked away to the boundary for 4, and that is why you shouldn't be bowling around the wicket. Just an absolute gift, and bowling right into Meidel's comfort zone as we lose a bail again as the wind hits another level. You can see the nets in the background rippling in the wind. So Meidel, first boundary for him, and he'll take any balls like that. As another one, short and on the legs, and another 4, and just bad bowling from Mamoon here, and really not doing himself any favours bowling around the wicket to someone that is so strong on the leg side. Now, again, leaving a fielder where the last two boundaries have gone, which leaves the rest of the leg side open. And I'd imagine this will be pitched up on the legs and smacked over mid-wicket. Oh, he's gone way too far the other way and a wide on the offside. So Mamoon all over the place. Short legs, and oh, he's off the glove. The keeper's dropped it, and that is a life for Meidel. That was a very, very easy take. No pace on it at all. And Mamoon really should have gone for 4 or 6, but almost picked up the wicket. Again, on the pads again, and Shoaib's got right under that. And that, I believe, is 6. Yes, 6 runs again. So Mamoon, I don't know what he's thinking. Bowling round the wicket, bowling into these guys' pads and just getting absolutely smashed everywhere. 52 for none from the power play. Rising Stars, after such a good start from the Stallions, Rising Stars now well on top. And yeah, that was just madness. So Faisal will continue here. We now got a deep square leg and a deep cover, but still a lot of men in the circle. Good ball there, defended. And oh, a good ball just outside off stump. Meidel walking at it, having a big swing, and no bat on ball. So Meidel might have had enough here. I think he might be about to chance his arms, see if he can get a few away. As the wind again really picks up. In again, swipe outside off stump, no runs. So Meidel's really struggling here, especially outside off stump. I think Mamoon could take notice of that. Full on the stumps, drop down on the leg side and a single. And again, full on the stumps, defended. Good bowling from Faisal. At least keeping it tight from this end. Will Mamoon get another over at the other end? I certainly wouldn't think so if I was the captain, but we'll see. Short outside off, slashed, and he got an edge, and it's just evaded the keeper, and that will go for 4. So few chances going through the keeper today already, and hasn't managed to do much with them. So he'll probably be a bit disappointed he hasn't managed to hold on to one of them yet. So end of 7, 57 for no wickets. Shoaib 30 off 18, really looking good. Meidel still struggling a bit, 22 off 24. And it looks like we will see a change. And I think it's going to be Ram again. So he bowled 2 overs. Mamoon bowled 1 and he's coming back to bowl again. Ram, outside off. Just a leave from Meidel there. I think he's really struggling today. Looks a little low on confidence. Hasn't managed to get much in the way of runs this year yet. In again. And short and straight pull shot from Meidel down to long on for a single. In again. Full on the pads and flicked away by Shoaib nicely to the fielder there for a single. In again to Meidel on the stumps. Just steps across so he can open up to the leg side and another single. So Ram in again. Offside, short, slapped to cover. Fielder managed to get something on it, but they should get back for 2. So stopped to 4, but could have done a bit better. Defended for no run. So a much tighter over there. Ram comes back on and delivers for his team. And that is the end of 8. 62 for none. Faisal looks like he'll continue from the key event. And just when it looked like Rising Stars were going to run away and start adding some serious runs, They've just been pegged back a little the last couple of overs. So good, tight match here. Anyone's game at this point. In comes Faisal, full and defended by Meidel, and they take the quick single. Full on just outside off line. That Faisal seems to be focusing on. Bit of a swing at it from Shoaib, but can't get much on it, and they get a single down to mid-on. There's Faisal in again. Full straight and hit straight back to the bowler by Meidel. And no run. Good battle this. And again, straight again, and just dropped down on the leg side. Or fielder couldn't pick it up cleanly. But I think they probably would have been safe. And umpire Tim Cross just having a word with Meidel about running down the pitch, I imagine. Bowler in again. And that's on the offside, but he's whipped to the leg side by Shoaib. Another big shot and another big six. So taking that one from outside off stump and just depositing it over long on's head. And Rising Stars really needed that boundary. They were getting bogged down a little here. And Shoaib moves to 40 off 23. The captain playing an excellent innings here. Faisal in again. Full. He's run at it and it's hit the stumps but not knocked the bails off. So off the leg of Shoaib, I think, coming forward, and trickled onto the stumps, but did not knock the bails off. So Faisal going for 9 off that over. Rising Star 71 off 9. And Shoaib lucky to get away with that one. And who will it be from this end? Will Rowan bowl out here? No. Going to be Olin. Had some real trouble with wides in the last game he played. Be looking to be a lot tighter today. Looks like a decent find for the Stallions club. Plays most of his games for the Bulls in second division, but Stallions a bit short this week, so they've got a few from second division playing in the first division team. And he comes in now to Meidel. Short on off, and that's slapped in the air, but through the gap between point and gully, and 4 runs. So a bit short and wide there to start with Olin, and Meidel taking full advantage. Drop down on the offside now and through for a single, and another stupid throw from the fielder almost overthrows. Another stupid throw, and that will be overthrows. What are they doing? That'll be 4 overthrows. Both fielders, no chance of a run out, pinging the ball as hard as they can at the stumps. Just stupid cricket. Absolutely stupid. No need for it whatsoever. And gifted 4 runs to the Rising Stars. So that's been, should be a 5. Yep, come in as a 5. So absolutely terrible cricket from the Stallions there. Not doing their bowler any favours whatsoever. And that's pitched up, just a bit of a pitching wedge from Shoaib, and it comes down around the circle mark, but both straight fielders back on the boundary, so safe and a single. Olin in again. Straight and full and defended by Meidel. Still looks to be struggling a bit, Meidel. Able to get the really loose balls away, but that's about it. We have a match on, a second division match on ground 2 today. At the moment, SD Tigers against Strikers 2.0, and the Tigers are 74 for 3 of 9 overs. So we'll keep track of that one as we go. As Meidel defends again. And another dumb throw. Someone needs to get in their ear and say, what are you doing? As we come to the end of the 10th over, and the drinks break, and I'll be back shortly. So umpires and players making their way back to the middle. Looks like it will be Zahan to bowl. Tim Cross in discussion there with the Stallions players. 82 after 10. No wickets lost. I think Rising Stars will be very happy. And if these two can stick around for the next 5 or 6 overs, that projected score of 164 is not going to be enough. I think they'll be pushing towards 180, 190. But Stallions searching for the first important wicket. If they can get 1 wicket, maybe they can get 2 or 3 and start making some progress into this Rising Stars batting order. As Zahan starts with a full toss on the pads. Shoaib just sweeps that out to deep backward square leg and 1 run. So Shoaib 42 off 26. He's been excellent so far. Midle 36 off 35. Still looking a bit scratchy, but managing to get the bad balls away and doing a good job for his team, even though he's not quite feeling it. And Zahan, wide outside off and given a wide. Midle had a bit of a go at it, but again, couldn't get bat on ball. Wind still whipping around here, as you can see by the camera shaking around and the nets in the background. Zahan pulls the length back a bit there and a good line and no runs. And Midle just readjusting himself. Not sure I've seen him wear a helmet before, Midle, but with the new ICC regulations coming into effect from the 1st of July, I believe, might be the 1st of June, one of those two. Everyone now required to wear a helmet to basically everything but spinners, and Midle opting to keep it on for the spinner, which makes sense. Got to get used to it. There's a short one from Zahan. He's pulled that into the leg side. They should get back for 2. No, Shoaib not looking for 2 there. Didn't run the first one hard. Probably trying to get as much of the strike as he can here. He's the one with the hot hand. Zahan wide and slashed at, but just inside the line, says umpire cross, and no run. And again, full outside off, and Shoaib somehow gets it down to long on for a single. Bit of an odd shot, but yeah, practicing hitting that through the offside like he should have. Not sure he meant to hit it to mid-on, but that is where it ended up. Now Zahan switching to around the wicket. Comes in and angles across. He slapped that down to long off. Anchor down here and just the 1 run. And looks like he's learnt from his previous 4 overthrows and just underarms it back into the bowler. So 87 off 11. Good over there for the Stallions. And looks like Olin to continue from the Stockholm end. in comes Olin. So Meidel, short on the legs and hit around the corner, but the fielder will pick it up and, oh. Shoaib deciding not worth the risk, probably correctly. But got away with that one, Olin. Really should have been put away. Full toss into the ground over the bowler's head and one run. Oh, it's through the fielder and they'll be back for two. So the Stallions' fielding issues continue. Meidel continues to look scratchy and the score moves to 89. As Olin comes in again. Full toss again. Meidel over Shoaib's head for a single down to long on. So length has been a real issue for Olin. It's either very short or very full. Probably the fourth or fifth full toss is bowled. That one's a better length. Shoaib just helps it round the corner and they pick up one. Shoaib moves to 44, Meidel 41. Excellent partnership here for the Rising Stars. In comes Olin again. On the pads, flicked by Meidel. Racing down to the boundary and it will beat the fielder. So was that bat or pad? That is 4 runs signalled by Tommy Hale. And Meidel moves to 45. I have a little bit of administration to deal with, so I'll be back shortly. So, Stallions finally making the first breakthrough. And we have Nahid in the middle. Full by Zahan and just lifted down the ground for a single. And the batsman seems to be calling for either a hat or a helmet. Helmet coming out. Looks like it will be the captain, Rifak. The ball full and Nahid over his head hits it well, but fielder comes around to cover and they just get one. 121 of 15.1, just the 1 wicket gone. Projected score still around the 160 mark. Haven't really been able to accelerate here, the Rising Stars. Oh, that's wide from Rifak. Straight and full and defended by Midel. Full and bold. Midel trying to hit that out of the ground. Only succeeds in missing it. And it takes out the middle stump. So both the openers now gone, and be interesting to see how the middle order can finish this off for them. 122 for 2. Is this the point where the Stallions start to get back on top? Nazmul coming into bat. He's done quite well so far this season with bat and ball. Rifak brings himself on to bowl and picks up a wicket almost immediately. Good change there by the captain. As he comes in again, it's a full toss. He's completely missed it and somehow missed the stumps as well. So Rifak, bit of a surprise packet with the ball. You're not really sure what's going to come out. And there's another full toss that's surely going to be called a no ball. He hit that well above his waist, and yes, it has been called no ball, so it will be a free hit for Nahid here. And he's got onto that over the leg side, and that'll be 6 runs. So costly error there from Rifak with the full toss, and Nahid belting it over the mid-wicket boundary. So, yeah, as I said, pretty standard Rifak. It's a bit of everything. The good ball's the one you've got to watch out for, as Meidel found out. In again, full outside off, big swing from Nahid, but no foot movement at all, and doesn't manage to get the bat on ball. So end of the 16th over, and 130 for 2. Projected score still around that 160 mark, and I think Rising Stars probably will be happy if they can get to 160. Stallions will be looking to keep them under 150, but that will require a very tight next 4 overs. As Zahan looks to continue. And really whipping around still. Camera not enjoying life today. Zahan in again. It's a good ball and just pulled across to the leg side by Nazmul. And the fielder comes around and collects, and just 1 run. None for 19 off 3.1 for Zahan. Be looking to pick up a wicket in his last over here. Slowed it down. It's straight up in the air. Fielder is after it. It'll be a hell of a catch. Doesn't quite get there. It was a long way away from him, and it probably landed 2 meters in front of him. He was running full pace to try to get to it, and he gets back for 2. So good thinking there from Zahan, slowing it up. Really loopy, and Nahid having to make all the pace himself. Got a top edge, but luckily fell in a safe gap. So Zahan coming around the wicket now, changing the angle. Nahid really opening up his stance there. He's going to go after this, I think. It's full outside off. He's slapped it over the offside field, and fielders are converging, but it will beat them to the rope, and 4 runs. Excellent shot there from Nahid. And just what the Rising Stars needed after losing those quick wickets. As Zahan goes back over the wicket now. So need these two to keep the pressure on scoring runs, and that's what they're doing. And that's wide outside off. He's had a big swing and missed, but umpire Tim Cross says that is a wide. So you'll have to bowl it again, Zahan. And it's high again. Fielder comes round and he's put it down. He did well, got under it nicely, but just couldn't hold on to the catch. So the Stallions' fielding woes continue. And Zahan, unlucky, should have had a wicket there. Throws it up again, full toss, hit out into the leg side. Fielders are coming in, and it will be just 1 run. So last ball of Zahan's spell. He's none for 28 so far. A little bit expensive. And that's outside off and slashed through the offside, and that is going to beat the fielder as well. Another 4 for Nahid. He's really motoring along now, 19 off 8. And Zahan, unfortunately, an expensive over there to finish. So 144 for 2. Now, can they get up to 170, 180 here? Starting to really motor along. And the Stallions don't look like they have many answers for it. In fact, we'll continue. And desperately in need of a couple of wickets here, the Stallions. In again, that's wide and left alone by Nazmul, and umpire Hale gives the wide. Straight up, Nazmul clears the front leg and gets that down to long on for a single. Back in again. Nahid, a big swing and a miss. Going to need a few more of those Stallions to keep the score down, as Nahid just chips that down to long on for a single. Rifak, with 3 balls left here in the 18th over, we'll be looking for some more dots. He comes in again, full and driven straight back to him, but he's missed it. And they will get a single. So not great there, Rifak, off his own bowling. Should have done better than that. But just the 1 run. In he comes again. And, big swipe from Nahid, trying to take it from well outside off over the leg side, and it's another dot. So last ball of the 18th over here. In fact, nice and full, slowed it down a bit. He's got under that, but 2 bounces down to long on and another single. So a much better over there for the Stallions. Just 5 runs from it. And it is 149 for 2 off 18. And the last 2 overs coming up. I would imagine Ram and Pranay will bowl them. Here comes Pranay galloping down from the deep, and he will bowl this 19th over. Bowling to Nahid. That's wide and given. So wide to start the spell. Kev Pattenden, if you're watching, another one for the stats. That's another big wide. So not what the Stallions need here from Pranay. He was quite good in his first spell, but this is a really troubling start to the 19th over for the Stallions with 2 wides. Needs to get this straight. That's much better, but short and popped up on the leg side just over Rifak's head, and they'll get a single. So line better, but sacrificing the length for it there. Comes in again. Short, outside off, and just bunted into the offside there by Nasmul. They should get back for 2, and they do, as Ankur throws it in from the boundary. So this is good from the Rising Stars. Not getting the boundaries, but scoring off every ball. Accumulating those runs, pushing up towards 160 and beyond. Pranay in again, full outside off and driven down to long off for a single. As Ram seems to have twisted his ankle on the edge of the pitch here. Let's hope it's not too serious. As they're calling on the substitute fielder. And that's exactly what the Stallions didn't need, with Ram set to bowl the last over. And not good news for the national team either. Let's hope it is not too bad and he can shake it off. Certainly looks like he's in a bit of pain as he's helped off the field. So a very innocuous incident. Not really sure why he was running across the pitch at that point. But that has cost the Stallions their opening bowler for the last over. So can the Rising Stars take advantage of that? As Ram hobbles off the field at the top of the screen. Hopefully it won't be too serious for him as Pranay continues. Full outside off, and Crossy says that's okay. So a dot. Comes in again. On the stumps, just worked to the onside by Nahid, and he would have been out by a long way if the throw had hit. Rifak there at mid-wicket, unable to hit the stumps. So another run. In Pranay again. Full on the stumps, worked across the leg side by Nazmul. Lovely shot and 4 runs. So 2 straight there, Pranay. Just got towards middle and leg, and Nazmul able to work it around the leg side. So that will finish the 19th over, and they hit that 160 mark, Rising Stars. So what can they do here in this final over? Stallions looking for a bowler. Having a little bit of a discussion here between Rifak and Zahan. Looks like Faisal might get the over. And let's hope he doesn't bowl any more of those full tosses he was bowling earlier, because Nahid might make him pay for that. So final over here for the Rising Stars. Probably looking for 10 plus, get themselves over 170, and that should be a pretty tricky chase for the Stallions. Zishan. No, Faisal, sorry, in. Outside off, and probably would have been a wide, but Naheed manages to get bat on it, and they'll come back for 2. Good running there. Nasmal pushing Naheed along. So 2 off the first. And he comes again. And Naheed walks across to open up that leg side. But there is a sweeper out there, and it will just be the 1 run. Four balls left now. Nasmal on strike. Can he get a boundary away? Faisal in. Off stump, and he gets under it, but there's a man down there, and a couple of bounces. Picks it up, throws it in, and another single. So, not too bad for the Stallions so far. 3 balls left. Naheed back on strike. Slower, and worked across to the leg side. 1 bounce to the fielder on the boundary, and another single. Thought about coming in trying to catch that one, but made the right decision. Stayed back. Prevent the boundary. Faisal in again, and he's bowled. Probably an inside edge there from Nasmal, and stumps go flying. And that is the end of Nasmal. So 1 ball left for the new batsman to face. Might be Sheben. It is. Well, if there's one thing we know about Sheben is he swings from ball 1, and he's only got 1 ball to do it, so that's probably for the best as he heads out to the middle. And Faisal to bowl the last ball here. And he comes to Sheben. And, just a bit wide there. Sheben couldn't get much on it. It gets an underside edge. And they scramble through for a single to take the score to 166. So, the Stallions will be looking for 167 to win, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes.
So the Stallions run chase is getting off to a very good start. Nazmul comes in, flicked away off the pads. He's found the gap through the infield, but the ball holds up. He's hit it into the wind. Not going to get any value for runs hitting it to the left side of your screen. The wind is significantly stronger than yesterday. $12 for none from the first over. Adicha and Rifak opening the batting for the Stallions. You no need to adjust your laptop computer with the shaky screen. It is because the camera is getting absolutely buffeted by the wind. Let's see Ravi and Kush in the chat. It's a lovely day in Tallinn and Tiskre if you're out of the wind. Unfortunately, here at the National Cricket and Rugby field, there's no possibility of being out of the wind unless you're in the commentary hut with me. But I've got the place all to myself at this point in time. Dave's going off to take some photographs. Ragnar's knocking in a bat. She may join me when she gets sick of hammering. Rising Stars are eventually going to get the second over underway. Yusuf is bowling from the Kiev end. Yusuf in again, flicked away, just on the 45, picking up the one run. These new Stallions jerseys, they're very busy shirts. There's a hell of a lot going on. Makes it very hard to read anything that's on them at all. The live score's a little bit behind, and that's absolutely clobbered. It's sailing towards the road, lands about half a metre in front of a log and bounces over, clatters into Kia. A very well hit six. Umpire Tim Cross is just having a check of the ball, as he should anytime the ball lands on the road, hits a log or hits a car. That's a very good shot from Rifak there. Yusuf comes in again, short, attempts the pull shot. It got up quite high on him. Not able to connect. If he had of, that would have been flying towards the rugby field where there is a match underway. Not as many people over at the rugby today as there was yesterday. Not even any tents up. This one's wideish outside off stump and called wide by the umpire. fuller and wide this time from Yusuf. He's struggled to find a good length here today. So far, they've either been short or full. The angle coming across the right-hander is quite useful, but this one is straighter, nicely flicked away by Rifak. It's racing away, and that will be 4 runs. And as predicted previously, that if he got a shot away in that area, it's going to get to the rugby field. This one has gone onto the field. Fielder is having to run onto the rugby field to pick up the ball. Luckily, play is at the other end of the rugby field, as looks like a colour player has just scored a try. Yusuf into Rifak again. Full outside of off. Gets onto this, but hitting it into the wind, it holds up, and it's going to stop about 1 metre inside the boundary. Navid doing the fielding. So another excellent over for the Stallions comes to an end. 17 off of that. 29 for 2. So far, an excellent power play for them. The Rising Stars, they're going to have to sort out their bowling. They either need to stem the runs or remove one of these two. In fact, I'm sure they'd prefer to do both. And removing one of these two should stem the runs somewhat, although there is plenty more batting in these Stallion sides. This is wide down the leg side. Perhaps he was hoping the wind would push it across into the batter, but it didn't. Nasmil coming in again from the Stockholm end. It's a much better ball, but it's very well hit. There is a man underneath it, but it's gone over his head. 6 runs. Excellent shot. That is hitting into the wind. That's an excellent 6 there from Rifak. Picks this one off the legs. Cover fielder attempts to stop it with his foot, fails completely and utterly, and it crosses the boundary for 4. Stallions really got the foot firmly down on the accelerator and has bowled him. Nazmul with the comeback. He's just been hit for a 6 and a 4 by Rifak, but he has removed him. Rifak again trying to smash Nazmul out of the ground, but this time he's unable to. It's the bowler who comes out on top. Rising Stars be very happy to have removed Rifak, who has hit a number of very good boundaries in this short innings. And he's got his side off to a fabulous start. And the new batter will be Ankur, joining Aditya at the crease. You can see in the background a group of people just doing some training. It's a bunch of YOLO staff who are preparing for the Sports Bet Cricket Carnival next month. As Nazmul comes in again, Ankur straight down leg side. Nazmul in once more. Much better ball. Cut away and very nicely played by Ankur. And that will be 4 runs to get his innings off the mark. Just slightly wide of the point fielder, but he hit it so well that at that pace, the fielder had absolutely no chance to be able to cut it off. Really nice shot. Played from what was a good ball. Nazmul wide-ish. Ankur goes chasing it and just gets the toe of the bat to it. And a couple of dot balls to end the over. Still quite an expensive one from Nazmul, but he has got the breakthrough for his side, removing Rifak. Stallions, though, 45 for 1 after just 3 overs. They are cruising in this run chase. They can't afford to lose too many wickets. As I said before, they do have some good batting depth. Although possibly without the services of Ram, who I think has twisted his ankle when he was bowling. So we may not be able to come out to bat. Yusuf continuing from the Kiev end. Swing and a miss from Aditya. And I'm joined now by Ragnar.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Taking a break from knocking in the bat?
My hand started to hurt.
No.
I'm tired.
It's also a lot less windy in here.
I mean, it's quite a workout to knock it in, so.
Mm-hmm. Aditya just pushing this one to Naveed at mid-off. So far, this has been a much better over from Yusuf. 2 dot balls. Scampering through for 1. And quite easy. Very good running. All the fielders are back on the ring, so there are some quick singles available to the batters. Full and another swing and a miss, this time from Angkor. Yusuf utilising his left arm over the wicket action to get it going across the right-handed batter. Oh! There's a lot of questions being asked. It looks as though the initial reaction that it was an edge and it's been dropped by the keeper. Yusuf again going wide and across the right-hander, and the right-handed batter chased after it and got all tangled up. He sweeps this, and that will be 4. This one again is going onto the rugby field, although thankfully play on the rugby field is at the other end of the field. Mm-hmm. So it's not interfering. That was a excellent sweep shot there from Angkor, especially as it was played on the full. And he just timed it perfectly, didn't try to overhit it, guided it into the gap. 4 runs being the result. That boundary brought up the 50 for the Stallions. Just 4 overs. So they've finally got the ball back from the rugby field, but it's a change of bowler. Shoaib coming on from the Stockholm end. I think the wind could play havoc with his type of bowling. He's darted this one in. Gets over the infield. It won't make it to the boundary. They casually come back for 2. Shoaib making a few adjustments to the field now that Aditya is on strike. Continuing with those adjustments. And Aditya just leaves it outside off. Drives this one towards cow corner. See if in the umpire says it's 4.
I think he did, yeah. Just blocked by the players.
Yeah, I'd say it was just inside the rope.
Was he? So when the umpire is checking the ball, what are they looking for?
Looking for damage to the ball.
So how damaged can it be before it needs to be switched?
It's any amount of damage that I think is going to affect the ball's movement through the air. So you can't just say this amount of damage because it depends on lots of different aspects. That's a nice ball. Appeal. It looked as though he blocked that with the bat. Mm-hmm. So what show it might be appealing for, I can't understand. But so, like when the ball's hit out and it lands on the road, whether it's the bitumen road or the dirt road, it's very easy for it to get scuffed up. He cuts this one away, finds the gap. That should be 4, and it is. Mm-hmm. But if it, like particularly the bitumen road, or if it hits a rock or a log or a car or the rocks in the dirt road, then it's going to put an indent into the ball that will affect the way it moves through the air. Mm-hmm. And it is literally any damage to the ball that will unfairly affect the way it moves through the air, giving the bowling team an advantage. So that's what we're basically looking for. The umpires need to check the ball regularly. The normal way that you do that is just by getting the ball from the fielding team when there's been a wicket. If there haven't been any wickets, it usually means that the batter's been hitting boundaries. And so every now and then from one of those boundaries, but in particular, if, like I said, if it hits a rock or a car or even any of the roads, any good umpire will be asking to have a look at it. So, change of bowler from the Kiev end. Udian's come on. Indeed, tries to pull this one away. He finds the fielder. It looked at first like a good throw. In the end, Udian was unable to collect it, but it was well backed up. Now with Ankur on strike, they've sent a man out to deep mid-wicket. There's 5 in the ring on the offside. He goes straighter. It's very high. Fielder is underneath it. Oh.
Misses it, but the second fielder at least stops it from the boundary.
Yeah, it's good he was coming around. When I first leaned out, looking out the window to see the fielder coming in, I thought, oh no, he's completely misjudged this. He's got no chance. And then just at the last moment, he got his hands underneath it, but not capable of taking it. Udian in again to Ankur. And this time it's inside the ring. There's 2 fielders coming underneath it.
Disappointed with themselves.
One saw that his teammate was slightly ahead of him, so he pulled up and let him take it, but he was unable to take the catch. I think these drop catches, the Rising Stars are going to rue them. Yes, Eastie Pog. The people practicing at the Stockholm end are all staff from YOLO. They're preparing for a company cricket event happening next month out here at Tiskre. Just pushed away, get through for a single. So the vast majority of them have never played cricket before, and they've been coming down every Sunday for a bit of practice to learn some fundamentals.
Oppa.
Oh, Udian's on the ground.
It's the sand.
Yeah. His foot just landed off the pitch as he suddenly was originally going left, then decided he wanted to go right. And his foot said, no, you're going down. 68 for 1 after 6 for the Stallions. You're off helping coach the YOLOers last weekend, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it was the week before.
The week before, it was 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Time
Okay.
flies.
It does indeed. That's right. The session they had was earlier last week where you and I were at Snelly Stadium. They finished by the time we got here.
Yes, Natalie gave that session.
Yeah.
And that got injured. Did you hear about the injury that she had?
She told me she ran into a bloke. And that was all she told me.
Okay. Hope she's okay.
I haven't heard from her since then.
Oh no.
She's out of the country. She went somewhere. I think it was a work thing. But yeah, it was a bit weird. She just said, I said, what did you do? She said, I ran into a bloke.
Oppa.
Goes for the sweep. Just gets a top edge on it. Landing safely. Only get through for one. Shoaib comes in again from Stockholm end. Lofts this one up. Ankur just pushes it. Really would have expected him to attack that. He's looking around at the umpires as this going, why isn't that a no ball? Well, it was going to drop. It was dropping at the point you hit it. This time he guides it away and will get a single. And we have another fielder doing fancy footwork. Having fantasies of being a football star. Which makes me think of a coach who's from Australia who's the national team coach for Spain. And I'll see what his thoughts about footwork on the cricket field are after this ball gets slapped away. Yes, Deepog in the chat saying he hopes the bloke was okay. Natalia ran into. She wasn't in a car, so the bloke should be fine. Here comes Shoaib once more.
Do we need to restart that? Oh, no, it has to.
It's still going. It's just glitching a bit, the screen overlay. It does what it does. So this should be the last ball of Shoaib's over. Been fairly tight so far. Lofts this one up. That should be a no ball.
Yes, it's shaken out.
It's gone straight to the fielder. So it won't be the last ball that Shoaib bowls of this over. There will be at least one more, and it will be a free hit. See what Adichie can do with it. It's wide-ish. He should have left it alone. That would have been a wide, and he knows it. He's not happy with himself. Shoaib gets away with it. The reason I thought of the Spanish national team coach with that footwork is because today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Corey Rutgers. But he has a system of any of his players use their feet and not their hands, they get fined. And Corey,
I would be broke.
Corey would make a lot of money in Estonia. We've already seen half a dozen efforts with the feet in this innings alone. And there were many in the matches yesterday. Udian bowling again, lofts this one up. It's in the air. There's no one there at all. The wicket keeper chasing after it.
Okay.
how big a gap it landed in, there's no way that the wicketkeeper should have been able to get.
I wouldn't go there. Behind me.
No.
Yeah, I know I shouldn't, but I'm like.
There were 3 fielders who were closer to the ball than the keeper.
Yeah.
And when one of them never moved. The other 2, when they saw the keeper running, they were sort of like, oh, well, okay, he seems to want it. Pulls this one away. Fielder should have stopped it. Didn't. A half-hearted attempt to get down to it, but it was still about a foot to his right. Yeah, with a quicker one, but it's wide. They really can't afford to be giving away extras like this. Eesti Pog saying you'd be a millionaire on dropped catches fines. Absolutely. That's what I should do with the women's national team.
When I first came in the Eesti Liiga, I told my bowlers, like, anytime you do wides, more than 2 wides and an over, you're gonna find. And only one of them owned up to it. I'm like, yeah, you'll bring cookies next time.
That's the fine, cookies.
Yeah, snacks for the team.
I think I'll instigate for the women's national team. Every drop catch, you have to buy me a beer.
Oh, dude.
Slaps this one forward. The fielder's coming in. It doesn't hold up for him. Wasn't much else he could do about that.
But in the game settings, right? Not during practice.
No, in the games.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You all have to get together and buy me a brewery if I included practice.
Yes. Just come with a what is it? Case?
Keg.
No. Keg! Wow, dude.
Yeah, you mean, like a carton, a case of beer. Yeah, sorry.
We call it then luggage.
Luggage?
Yeah, kind of. In Estonian, that word would be kohver.
Yeah. Case is American. In Australia, we'd say a carton because they come in a cardboard box.
Sounds like a carton of milk.
I get that. Also because I've had this exact same reaction from people in other European countries to me saying this.
Terry would never be sober after the fines would be paid. That is totally true.
I would.
Non-alcoholic.
No, I don't want that.
Hey, this is not sportsmanlike to find beers. What a good example from our coach.
Yeah, well, it's motivation for them to take the catches and
then they won't even go to catch them.
Not be getting me drunk. Well, that still counts as a drop catch.
If you didn't drop it, you didn't do a drop catch. If you never try to catch it.
It's called a wide. Sunshine saying, go the Stallions. The Stallions are going quite well at the moment. Although the run rate has dropped, it's still significantly above the required rate. Full this time. Slapped away.
And
it's 4.
Nicely done.
Anchor picking up another boundary. These two have not been quite as aggressive or explosive as Rifak was, but they're still picking up 4s with some regularity. Helped out with the wides and occasional no ball. Sharp in once more. Still full. It's the gale force wind which is causing the batters to be conservative about these full tosses. Exactly. Refusal, double fine. And that will be another wide down the leg side. I had a Kush in the chat And this is another 4 thanks to some foot fielding. The fielder should have been able to easily cut it off on the boundary, but instead decided to do his impersonation of Lionel Messi, and he failed in every capacity, kicking the ball over the boundary. Slaps this one. Cover fielder is able to get a hand to it and stop it, preventing it from getting outside the ring, so just the 1. Yeah, the gale force wind here today, making it very, very difficult for anyone to be able to get a catch at all. Umpire's just double checking the ball count. There's been 2 wides in the over, so I suggest that, I guess there, one of them said there was 2 to come and one said 1, so they had a little check. Here comes Schaub. Oh!
Oppa.
Slap straight back to him. He sticks the hand out.
Well, restricted the movement of the ball at least.
Yeah. He wore that one on his fingertip.
Mm-hmm.
They're often the ones that really sting.
Yeah, they do. They really do. But you know what? Oppa. Do that.
And Core had not left his crease, so why Schaub is pinging the ball back at
I don't know.
the stumps. Umpire can have a word to him about that. Does come under unfair play.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have a change of bowler. The wicketkeeper is removing his helmet.
Why? I get it. I
Because
hate
he's going back further.
the ground is so bumpy. It can. I got hit this week to my chin, so I'm like, helmet is always on, and still get injured. I hate that it doesn't. Wow, that it doesn't let me see as good because my view is, what's the word? Confined?
Restricted.
Restricted.
Yep. That one was a no ball for pitching off the pitch.
Yeah.
So a free hit now for Aditya. The more you wear helmets, the more used to you get, used to the view. This looks like a wide as well.
Yeah, but it's really hard if the ball goes aerial above your head. Ooh, there's a spider in here. Terry.
Oh, hello, little spider. It's a little baby spider. Very cute.
Above your head, so please don't go to my side of the hut. All right, that just... Ooh!
As the keeper fails to take the throw, so they'll get another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Restricted does mean stopped.
Yeah, but if you have a helmet on, if it goes really high up, I have to put my neck so back to see it. So that's the part I don't enjoy.
Another wide. The little spider's not going to hurt you.
I know, but it bothers me.
I know. Just remind yourself it will be more scared of you than you are.
So let's be louder, yes.
Flicks this one off the pads. There's a big gap down there in Siberia, so they should get 2. So the area of the field just in front of the nets there, Stu Hook's been referring to it as Siberia. He says hitting there, it's very difficult to get a boundary, but today the wind is blowing in that direction, so don't think that will be the case. I know where it is.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I just keep constantly checking the ceiling.
That's why I didn't tell you where it was.
I think I'm gonna take a break. Don't do that, please. I'm
Go
gonna
that
go
way.
and knock some back because it's too much anxiety for me to stay here. You guys enjoy cricket. And I'll be back when the spider is gone. Bye.
See ya. Such a little spider.
I don't care. I don't
He's so
like
small. He literally couldn't hurt a fly.
Well, that did something.
Yusuf comes around the wicket, and that's a much better delivery than the wides he was and no balls he was sending down from over. That's another wide though. That wide brought up the 100 runs for the Stallions, just shy of 10 overs. Full toss. Uncon not able to get hold of it. Just picks up the 1 run. And that will be the completion of 10. Stallions with 101 on the board. They just need 66 more runs from the final 60 balls. Umpire's just having a chat with Shoaib, captain of the Rising Stars. You would expect the Stallions to be able to do this quite easily. It's not a day where you're going to pick up catches due to the gale force winds. We've seen quite a few dropped. Glad you appreciate it, Andres. Seriously, the spider is smaller than a fly. That's why I said it couldn't. It literally couldn't hurt one. I'll be back with you once play resumes. And Tanvir is now come on to bowl. Uncle picking up a single off the first ball of the 11th over. Tambia comes in again. Slapped over the head of the mid-wicket. The fielder on the boundary coming in. I'll easily get two. It's very hard to imagine that the Stallions will require all 20 overs to chase this down. Slapped back over the bowler's head. That will be 6. Lovely shot from Aditya. Picked it up perfectly. Gets the just rewards. Time to just block back. Good response from Tambia. Ball's racing to the boundary. There's two players converging and they clean it up just inside. Another very productive over for the Stallions there. 12 runs coming from it. The Rising Stars struggling to find any bowler who can really put any pressure on these Stallions batters. Let's see if Sheben can do something. Flicked away by Aditya. There's a fielder out there, so they'll just get the one. I've said this before. The Rising Stars, the bowling attack is all pretty much a muchness. Shoaib, Udian, Sheben. This one's short. So there's a lack of pace and a lack of sideways movement. Flicks this one from outside off, but he has picked out the fielder 2 bounces and he picks it up. Just the one shot, 1 run. Very interesting choice of shot there from Ankur, picking up a ball from outside of off to flick it through square leg. Aditya this one time plays it, just guiding it towards the gully fielder. And again, 1 more run added to the total for the Stallions. They are just in cruise mode. Oh, dances down. essentially Yorks himself, but is lucky in the fact that the ball bounces over the stumps. Plays and misses here. Encore is suddenly, for no real apparent reason, is playing some rash shots. This one's just flicked off the legs very nicely, though it should just pick up the one. Much more back to the style of what he'd been playing for the rest of the innings. But he's lucky to get away with it, those couple of riskier shots to the bowling of Shebin, and just 5 runs coming from that over. It's one of the more economical overs for the Rising Stars. So Udian has switched to the Stockholm end, seeing if the wind going from left to right will aid him. And what all it's done is push the ball wide outside off for a wide. Not the result he was looking for. Just one fielder on the onside inside the ring at mid-wicket. This is hit high. Fielder at Cow Corner's got a lot of ground to make up to get to it. He collected it, and then as he went to throw, it went backwards behind him and giving away an extra run. Did the first part fantastically and should have been restricting them to just 1 run, but instead... to full again. It should be out. It is. Ankur departs for 37 from 34. He just started playing too aggressively, dancing out of his crease, and it's been his downfall. Stumped off the bowling of Udian. So the new batter for Stallions is Zishan. And as Ankur departed from the crease, the Spider has also departed from the commentary hut. So it is possible that Ragnar might return. And especially as her favourite player, Zishan, is out there batting. I mean, she can say his name as many times as possible. Udian to Zishan. Outside off, just plodded away. Point fielder coming in, collected 1 run. So let's see if that wicket will stem the flow of runs from the Stallions. And that is a wide. Will Aditya look to attack? Will he look to consolidate? Let his new partner get some time facing the ball. Get played in. Opens up. Slaps that one forward of the wicket. Coming back for 2. DG hits this one high in the air. Again, the cow corner fielder is the one who has to come in. He never had any chance to get there for the catch. Hitting into the wind, it gets held up. I really do think that they'd be better off just having someone on the circle in that position as the ball just holds up time to time. And the live score has just been corrected. They'd put a dot when their batters had run 2. Should be 126. No, they've put a single. They definitely ran 2. Full toss. It's been called a no ball. Still trying to correct the previous over. Apologies for that. Now they've put another dot in. They definitely ran 2. Shevan's continuing. The wind is getting even stronger. This will be cut off 4 metres inside the boundary. The very wideish, deep mid-off. Yeah, I don't think they corrected the previous over properly. Here comes Sheban. This one's just straight down the leg side. Called wide. So now, for the first time, the runs required is less than the balls remaining. 39 from 40. Shortish cut away. That's a huge gap out there. This should get to the boundary for 4. It does. Nice shot there from Aditya. And as predicted, now that the commentary hut is a spider-free zone, Ragnar has returned. So that she can join me in commentating on her favourite player, Zishan.
Yay!
It's Sheban into Aditya. He goes straight this time. Fielder racing around. He'll cut it off well. Throw is quite wayward though, but it's backed up. So.
And the reason why Teresa is my favorite player is because I suck at saying. And the reason why Teresa is my favorite player because I suck at saying his name because I don't have the Z's and the Z's in my vocabulary. Everything is an S.
Now the umpires are conferring. And That previous shot, Aditya Panawa brought up his 50 from 40 deliveries. Excellent knock from him, which should be match winner for his side. Aditya just blocking out Sheben. Sheben in again. Aditya just guides this one through the vacant slips cordon. Fielder should cut it off inside the boundary. He does. Very nice shot from Aditya. Picking up 2 more to add to the total. That's the end of the over.
Wow, that wind.
Yeah.
So hats are flying off and...
Well, the shaky cam that we've got going, some people might think there's an earthquake. It's rocking around that much.
No, just wind.
So after 14 overs, the Stallions are 136 for the loss of 2 wickets. Just 31 runs required from the last 36 balls.
Can't give any wides or no balls away. This is just making it too easy.
It is indeed. Totally takes the pressure off the batters.
Yeah.
So quite a few field changes. We've got a short cover in and there's a cover fielder directly behind him. So that's a waste of space. And then
You jinxed it.
Zishan hits it wide of the short cover by half a centimetre, and so the man standing directly behind him comes into play. So I guess that's the reason why they've got him there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but now they've decided, no, don't actually stand directly behind him, go slightly wider. And so he is. You can now see them both on your screen. Cuts this one to the other side, and so this should be 4, and it is. Yeah. Aditya said, well, if you're going to pack that side, I'll just go the other side. Now you don't have the protection on the boundary. There is a deep point, but he's slightly in from the boundary, and he's walking even further in, so now he's considerably in from the boundary, which is why he wasn't able to cut the other one off. Now he's getting told to go back and straighter.
Oh, risky.
Yeah. The umpire's called that a wide, but it actually shouldn't be, because a batter is not allowed to move to create a wide. And so if the ball, by the law, if the ball was going to hit the batter, but in playing a shot or evading the ball, the batter makes it so that it would be called a wide. It's not supposed to be a wide.
Ah. But if I just tuck my butt in?
Yeah, that's evading.
It is?
Yep.
Oh, so it's fine when it bounces off my butt.
No, well, either way, it's still not going to be a wide.
Okie dokie.
Full toss. Aditya hits this one straight, and that will be 4 more. Moving him along to 60 from 44 deliveries. It's been a really good innings from Aditya. He was very much playing the support role when Rifak was there at the opening of this partnership. Him and Ankur were sharing the scoring duties quite evenly, but now he's completely taken control of this innings. Flicks this one just wide of the mid-wicket. Just looking for one. And Ragnar, I'd like you to have a look at the wicket-keeper when he goes down and the way he's standing. How easy do you think he'll be able to move to his left?
Not easily.
No.
A lot of them, yes, they sit in the V position, and when the ball is coming, then they jump out with their legs to actually level themselves or like steady themselves. So I actually wanted to have a talk with the Penguins wicketkeeper about this as well. You can clearly see it on video how she goes into the V and then the ball comes and she settles herself, doing herself extra work. So
yeah, I used to refer to it as the frog stance.
well, yeah,
Thanks. Yeah, it very restrictive with movement.
it is.
So a more open stance, feet wide.
Over the shoulder width, yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Allows you to go sideways far easier.
Yeah.
Either with a sidestep or a dive. But yeah, to dive or to sidestep out of the little froggy stance, significantly more difficult.
Yeah, I would lose my balance right away. I do it even in with the normal stance. With just, so...
Let's be fair, you lose your balance pretty much in any stance.
Yeah. Big ass wind coming in again. Sorry for using a bad word. I apologize.
That's fine. It's more of the connotation of big ass wind. It's like talking about a massive fart. That's what a big ass wind is. So if you're sitting there going, a big ass wind is coming in, I'm like, hang on, are you going to fart in here?
No, that's just mean bigger than big.
I know what you meant.
It's my second language, okay?
I know.
Pop this one and go for one run.
Mm-hmm. I'm not making fun of you for your use of English. I'm just finding fun in your use of English.
You're welcome.
So, Yusuf coming in again from the Kiev end. His left arm over the wicket. Flicked away off the pads by Zishan. Just get the one. It's not normal to see Zishan out there for so long, facing so few balls and really just working the singles. He's known for his aggressive batting. Yusuf comes in again. They will get back for two this time.
A little bit of foot filling. Stop the ball with the heel.
And that was Zishan who's got the two. I got them mixed up before. And despite the fact that we've only had singles and twos for a while, this field has gotten spread out. Full outside of off. Zishan plays this through point. The deep point comes in off the boundary to clean it up. Just the one. Earthquake cam is back.
Maybe need to stabilize the camera a little bit more.
I think Dave wants a brace for it.
A brace?
Yeah.
The only thing that I would think with the brace is like a medical brace.
Yeah, same purpose. Hold something in place.
Cool. Can't imagine. I would just add extra poles.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure exactly what Dave's got in mind. But I think it might be something of more of like a box. A Perspex box. I don't know. We can ask him later on.
All right, 11 more runs needed.
He dances down the wicket and he's bowled.
Ooh. I just wanted to say, quick 2 Sixes and boom.
Oh, he's gotten bowled. Who is it who got bowled? You got to have one go.
That dude.
Zishan departs for 8. Looking to try to get things done and dusted quite quickly. And Yusuf.
Issand jumal küll. So bad with names.
All right.
Are they still trying to have bails on there?
Sorry?
And they still have bails on the other end. The Stockholm end.
Yeah. I'll be having a word with the umpires about that, because if you dispense with the bails at one end, you're required to dispense with the bails at both ends under the laws of the game.
You know, there's so many of them.
Yes, there are.
Not many, there's like too many. Unnecessary ones.
Unnecessary ones. Can you give me an example of an unnecessary law? I'm not saying there aren't any. I'm just curious of what you think is unnecessary. Because there's quite a few laws I would love to change.
Oh my God, I can't think one.
Not necessarily get rid of them completely, but...
Add stumping to the free hit.
You want batters to still be able to get out stumped off a free hit. Yeah, that ain't
Because run out is counted in there. So
yeah, the two things are completely different. Slaps up back.
That was a nice ballerina jump. And went for 4.
I'm not sure who the new batter is. Seems to be a problem with the scoring app. It's still stuck in the previous over. It hasn't progressed since Zishan got out.
Maybe we need to refresh it now.
No.
You sure?
Yeah, no, it's them.
Okay, whatever.
I think it's them. I could be wrong. Push back, and the bowler decides not to pick up the ball, so they then scamper through for 1. I'm now starting to think that it's not the scorer, and it is actually a problem on the Quick Heroes end. Eesti Premium Liiga. But Cooks.
Yks. You're saying door.
Oh, don't have the words for door and one so similar. That's my recommendation to your language.
Yeah, so on Quick Hero it is updated, so it's us. I told you so.
You were right. Should have believed you.
Which one? Reset? I didn't.
Try that one.
Reload.
Yay! You fixed it. Faisal is the new batter. Okay. And Nazmel puts that one wide down leg side. So just 3 more runs for victory for the Stallions. A comfortable win. Full. They won't get the 3 from this as Navid comes in.
Well, they went for 2.
Yeah. Surprised we haven't seen Navid bowl. So the scores are tied. 1 run for victory. It should be that Aditya is going to remain on 69, not out. A fantastic innings from him. Cut away through the covers. They get through for the 1, and that will be the match.
Congratulations to Tallinn Stallions.
It's a really good knock from Aditya Panawa, 69 not out from 50 deliveries. A match-winning knock from him. Also good knocks from Rifak and Ankur. None of the bowlers really standing out, even those who picked up wickets. Economy rates all looking on the expensive side for them. So it's the end of the match, and it's our only match of the day from Field 1 in the Eesti Premium Liiga Division Ux. Ux.
Stop saying door.
Division door.
Eesti Premium Liiga Division
Ux.
Ux. Ux. U is a door. With an U is a door.
Well, the difference between U and U is minimal.
You said U and U, same thing. U and
That's
U.
what it sounds like I say. All right. Well, we'll not put anyone else up to force anyone else to listen to
Us arguing.
my Estonian lesson for the day, and bid you farewell. We'll be back again next Saturday at 11 a.m. with more Eesti Premium Liiga Division. I can't even say it now.
Ux.
Ux.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dupli.